at the dentist. And she goes, but yours won't have that many, because the one she showed me had like 5 teeth on it. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm only got a problem with 1 tooth. She goes, yeah, yours is going to have 1 tooth. I go, this little partial plate thingy with a single tooth on it. She goes, yeah, and they have two of them. They have this one, and then they have the more expensive one. And the more expensive one looked very Frankenstein-ish to me. And the other one looked like I don't know, some kind of guard that you would have been given for your teeth in high school or something.
Well, wait a minute. Let's backtrack a bit here. You say Frankenstein-ish. Now, which Frankenstein are you talking about?
The really old, creepy one, yeah. Not Mary
Karloff?
Shelley.
Did he ever smile? I don't remember seeing his teeth.
No, but there was a lot of metal in this thing. There was a lot of weird-looking metal.
So maybe you're talking about, what's his name? Richard something from.
From Jaws.
From Bond, from the Bond
Jaws,
movies,
yeah,
right?
Jaws. Richard Keel.
Richard Keel, yeah, with the guy with the chopper.
Yeah. That's exactly what the second one looked like. But all that stuff outside of the tooth would be inside my mouth all day long, and it just. I don't know.
I would think you would like to be looking like Richard Keel for a day.
No, well, that was the whole deal. He goes, and she goes, and we can do whatever you want with the tooth. I go, like, and she goes, oh, you want a colored tooth? You want gold tooth?
Bronze it.
Silver tooth? Whatever. And I'm like, once again, 63-year-old guy, I'm not sure. Maybe 43-year-old guy would have went with something, but 63-year-old guy, probably not. So I'm like, okay. So now Doc comes back in, and I said, she goes, well, he goes, well, did you see him? And I'm like, yeah, thanks for sticking around. And he goes, well, I go, what would you recommend? He goes, well, I have perfect teeth. I'm like, yeah, of course you do. And he goes, I would go with the cheaper one. I go, do these things break? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you should be careful with it. And I go, well, do you leave it in all the time? And then he got quiet again. And I'm like, okay, so you probably don't leave it in all the time. I mean, do you only put it in for photos? I don't know. I'm confused by this thing. But
what's the issue with your front tooth?
It's gone. It's in a cabinet in the other room right now.
You are toothless right now.
Yeah, it fell out.
Oh my God!
He thought it would fall out.
Just fell out.
The betting money was it was going to fall out.
Well, then you have to get something. You got to get the flipper.
Right. Well, the betting money was it was going to fall out in August. And
so what? It was like a dead tooth kind of thing, and it just kind of.
Well, I was pulling.
You had a pool for when it was going to fall.
I was pulling on it a bit. In any case, I kept it in there until I think it fell out finally in December. Or let's put it this way. I decided that I couldn't keep pushing it back up in there in December, and I removed it.
Why haven't I seen any videos of you like spitting water through your?
Oh yeah, the cool part. I can use a straw now without opening my mouth and stuff. Yeah, it's very exciting. But
you should take up the harmonica.
Yeah, it would work. But so
he has a very unique sound.
Oh yeah, well it's going to get. It's good. And if you haven't noticed, and people have a hard time hearing me on the phone sometimes, and I drool a little bit.
Well, that was you've always kind of drooled a little bit.
Yeah, well, you get exactly, and you get your voice changes and your throat gets a little raw,
because you're breathing in all this
lot more air. Yeah. So all that's going on.
Another good reason to wear masks.
Right, exactly. You can't see the fact I'm missing a tooth. It worked out.
Yeah, I'm in California. It's fire season. It's probably a good idea to wear a mask anyway,
See, so the pandemic thing worked out well for me because nobody knew I didn't have a tooth because I had the mask on. So when I went in for the nightmare, I was, trying to get a 2-for-1 thing. Hey, I don't want to come back in here 5 times. I said, hey, can we do with the other thing? And they're like, yeah.
And get a spare.
Right. So
you get a spare flipper, yeah.
I'm getting in the flipper, apparently, that she called yesterday. Apparently on Tuesday, with the cap, apparently there's a big package at the dentist's office for me. but it clips into your mouth, into the roof of your, and he said, well, I would take it out because if it gets dirty, it could,
infect
other things, and you'll get a flipper with a lot more teeth on it at some point.
Right. So it's basically like you're going to treat it like a denture.
Yeah, it's kind of like one, but then she was, like I said, these people are great and they're really good to me. But and then she goes, well, yeah, and you'll get used to the lisp.
Yeah, the lisp.
I'm like, yeah, the problem is my hearing sucks. And they're saying, and they're talking.
Lewis, this pops back into your head again.
they're talking behind me, right? So when she says this, she goes, well, yeah, you get used to the lisp. And I'm like thinking, the list of what? Lisp. And then I go, can you come around front here? And she goes, yeah, no, the lisp. She goes, you're going to start rubbing that thing with your tongue, and you're going to have a lisp for a while until you get, you
get used to it. Well, that makes sense because it's you're not even going to be able to help it. Your tongue is going to go straight for this new object in your mouth. my freaking tongue piercing. I do it to my cap all the time. I always, not as much as when I first got it, of course.
Your cap? You only have one cap?
Yeah, I had a root canal a couple of years ago.
You've had one root canal in your entire life?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
I have good teeth. The dentist said I have good teeth.
Yeah, well, the tooth I have that's in the cabinet in the other room is really nice looking, too.
No, but he meant strong,
Oh.
But, like I said, I don't drink soda. I don't really drink. Well, his 4 questions were soda, soft, chewy candy, hard candy.
Corn nuts.
Well, yeah, stuff like that will crack your tooth.
In about 2 seconds.
And the reason I had to get the root canal is because a filling had fallen out. But the way the filling fell out was because I at the time I was eating candy bars for some. It was like I'd get these candy bars at Trader Joe's and I'd put them in the freezer. But I think it was like a caramel type thing. So when I bit, basically, the chewy thing wrapped onto the cavity and yanked it right out.
Nice.
Yeah, so I stopped doing that.
That's only happened to me about 1,000 times.
Well, yeah. It was just a period of time. For some reason, I was into those candy bars. And, yeah, that's what happened.
Nice. I am just, So that's my story.
So what's the conclusion? You're going to get the flipper, right?
I got the flipper. I've already
got it. Is it in your mouth?
No. I got to get it on Tuesday. They have to teach me They have to teach me how to put this thing in my mouth.
Right.
And how it hooks on. And they said it clips right in. And
well, you know how to put things in your mouth.
Exactly. I mean, is there a manual for this? Probably a YouTube video I'll watch this weekend.
There's a YouTube video, or if there's not, you could make one.
Yeah, I could do it at the dentist's office.
Yeah.
Chuck gets a flipper.
Chuck gets a flipper, exactly.
Available at chuckitsaflipper.com. Bastards. So I had other things to talk about, but I'm now, I think now the food is gone and I care less. But I will say this about next week.
What?
Things are changing at Breakfast with Chuck.
What's happening?
It's going to get exciting, Curtis.
What are you doing?
You'll see on Monday, but there is a lot of lumber coming in here. Probably be a live studio audience.
Oh.
Bleachers.
You're going to do a show.
It's going to be good, I think, maybe. Or it's going to suck. But, crap is coming via trucks today to do something, even if it's wrong. And
sounds like you're going to build a stage or something.
Exactly. It's going to be good. And I do own, prepare yourself, Breakfast Stadium.
You own what?
I do own breakfaststadium.com.
Breakfast Stadium.
Yep.
So you're gonna do live breakfast shows?
I think that's what we're already doing.
Am I letting the cat out of the bag?
No, you're miles from it.
I don't know it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in the dark too.
You are miles. Well, yeah, you should be. It should be a big surprise for everybody. But I've had a vision over the last week or so, and I've been working toward it. And then I realized that breakfaststadium.com was available, and it all really, really gelled for me. So I'm doing
as these things do.
Yeah, I know. Just implement. Rule number 1, implement. So, anyways, all right. There's no food. I've got to drive to buy batteries.
Well, good luck.
Hopefully I've eaten enough. Maybe I'll call you on a drive over there. And maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll stick the camera in the window of the car, and we can both drive to the battery place. I could do that.
Sounds like fun.
I have that technology. All right, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll...
oh, that's right. Today's Friday.
This is it. This party is over, and we'll attempt this again on Monday in a whole new facility.
Wow.
And I have there's also the coming soon the remote facility, but we'll talk about that more as it gels itself.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right. Well, have a great weekend.
You too. Bye, all.
Bye.
Yeah. It's one of those mornings, people. Mornings. Hello. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. 2 of those mornings in a row, maybe. I think. Possibly. See here. Will the phone ever ring? God. What a day. And welcome to Breakfast with Chuck. That is the phone ringing. Maybe Curtis is alive, maybe he isn't. More likely he isn't.
Hello?
Yo. God. I don't know, man. Rough night.
Yeah.
Rough everything.
What?
I said it's a rough everything.
What happened?
No, the breathing problems are not over. The breakfast is looking good, though. God, it's nice today. I got the mush and strawberries and yogurt. It's quite a trough. But I found out what yesterday's problem was with the camera.
Oh, that's right. It died.
You may have noticed, yeah, you folks may have noticed it died. Apple updated their operating system, killed the battery on my phone, and about a third of the apps on my phone all of a sudden are incompatible. The camera doesn't think the Bluetooth is turned on the phone.
Yeah.
Even though it is.
So is the issue resolved?
Apple computer, I seriously doubt it. No. They'll have to do another fabulous updates to their update, which will, happen shortly. The developer conference is on Monday. I'm sure it's going to come up there.
Yeah.
And they now live stream that, so everybody can see it. Everybody can see them going, oh, we noticed there was a problem with the battery life. Oh, your battery life on the phone lasts about an hour now, too. An hour.
On the iPhone?
Yeah.
1 hour? That's it?
Yeah, you got the new iOS update. Good luck. Yeah, it sucks. So, little technological.
You're in a surly mood.
I am. I woke up and I'm not. You know when you get up and you go, oh yeah, I'm going to go have breakfast. And then I remember, that breakfast has worked for me now. And, and so I lay there a little longer and realized that my blood sugar decided long before I did that I should have been eating. So now I'm in a rush to beat my, tanking blood sugar and, make some food to consume. And I had no plan for the food. So, it was a giant nightmare. And I got to leave. And after this, I got to get in the car and drive for an hour. So, to go hunt the legendary replaced batteries from the other day.
Uh-huh. Well, it'll be an adventure.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a freaking joy. Actually, the guys at Batteries Plus are very nice. At least they've been to me anyway. Very helpful. Decent pricing. They have what I need. They will install the stuff for nothing.
There you go. Sounds good.
And Joe Bob's Chicken Palace is located very near there.
Oh, my goodness.
So.
You're already planning lunch.
I certainly am. But I was planning I was going to get there early, and that didn't happen. And I looked up at the ceiling to see what temperature was outside.
You looked up at the ceiling?
Yeah, I have a temperature clock thing it's on the roof. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Say that again?
You look up.
Yeah. On the ceiling.
And you can see what time it is.
But it displays? There's like a display?
Yeah.
There's a light up on the ceiling.
Yeah, it beams it up from...
Right, beams up. Right, okay.
And it also tells you
an explanation of what it is.
Tells you the temperature inside and outside the house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So all you have to do is look up at the ceiling.
Right, you don't have to look over and see what time it is.
Well, so if you're laying down on the couch, doesn't it get annoying after a while because it's always right there?
No, it's ambient. It's weirdly ambient. It's kind of a muted kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But it said it was at 6:30. It said it was like 114 degrees outside.
Yeah. I'm sure you could put a switch on it too, right? You could have a light switch that goes click. Oh, okay, it's Tuesday. Click.
Right. Well, for some reason, every hour on the hour, it turns itself off. And then turns itself back on again.
Right. Like maybe there could be a motion detector on it. When someone's in the room, it displays.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, it's 100 degrees out.
Mm-hmm. But it's definitely not 114 degrees or 117 degrees. At 6:30 a.m., this is not Phoenix.
Oh no, I just threw out 100 degrees just randomly. I don't. Yeah, I know that.
It's reading weirdly this morning because I haven't been able to ride the bike because of my lungs, and I didn't even think about the heat, which means I should be riding the bike at 6 a.m. or something.
Sure, or in the evening, or Well, but I for me, when I first get up, I have the most energy. So
it's probably when I go to bed. It was over 100 last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty mild yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it's about 70 already.
Or before I forget, did you see, I don't think I sent it to you, the guy, I'll talk with my mouth full.
I thought you were doing that the whole time.
No, in between. Oh, hey, Beth. Oh, my teeth came in, by the way.
Your teeth caved in?
No, they came in. They're being installed on Tuesday.
So they're entire teeth or caps?
No.
Are they the screw-in type?
Hell no. Yeah, I almost cussed there. That's pretty good.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? The screw-in.
Yeah. They want to. You know how much those cost?
Probably a lot of money.
A lot of money, dude. Like car money.
Yeah, it's like
$3,000.
You have nuts and bolts in your mouth.
$3,000 a tooth.
$3,000 a tooth.
Yeah, my friend Patty got a bunch of them done. $3,000 a tooth.
Yeah,
and it takes a whole year because you have to go to a special guy and they graft skin. They start moving skin around for like a year.
Ugh.
And then I don't like to do it.
It's like in a city, if you build a subway, first you have to move all the pipes and stuff.
Exactly. Infrastructure. Yeah. It's infrastructure week.
Right.
Yeah, well, they start telling me. I go, well, how long does this? He doesn't really want to. My guy is very good about not providing me too much information. That's the first thing
the less you know, the less neurotic.
Little Chucky does not need to know a lot of things, unless we're talking about the urologist. So that I want to know everything. But
you should write a book. Me and my urologist with urine.
My urology equipment is working perfectly, and it's just fine.
You have a through line of urine through your
life. Yeah.
Through your life, well, the life that I've known.
But no, so he tell me, and I go, well, I start asking questions because I'm a educated consumer about this, and I remember what Patty had told me. She acted like it was no big deal, but that information is suspect. So she might be couching it because she knows me and knows what'll happen. So I'm like, okay, fine. No.
And is it like? What I picture is like tiny nuts and bolts, like like your eyeglasses,
like the pictures that you see on,
Yeah, and so what happens when you go through metal detector? Is it metal?
No, I think it's
titanium.
It's probably titanium.
Is it asbestos?
I don't know. I don't know, but I cannot spend a year rerouting skin in my mouth and then having them screw something in. And then the guy goes, well, when they do the rough stuff, they put you out. And I'm like, Profol? I get the Michael Jackson stuff? I've had that. Wow. That is, man.
So that goes on the pro side,
Well, only because it's... It's
only because of Michael Jackson.
Right. Well, it's the weirdest drug on the planet. When you take the Profol, you have no recollection of anything that happened to you. When you're out of there, you're out of there. And you're not groggy. Oh, hey, I come out. I was obviously in a medical condition. No, you may as well have been at the city park. You have no idea you were at the doctor. So. Wow. That'd be a positive, but...
That'd be a positive.
But,
Yeah, everything about it sounds
and how much is
very
this?
Positive and optimistic.
And how much is this? And the guy is looking at me and I go, we're talking new car money here, aren't we? And he's like, well, depends on how many, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, there is no freaking way that's happening to me. I'm 63 years old. I mean... That's a bad investment for a 63-year-old guy.
For what? I mean, you're having dental work done because you had dental issues.
I had a pain. I had pain.
You had a infected tooth.
Right.
It's not like to me. I mean, I don't know about your friend, but it sounds. Is it more or less a vanity thing for people?
No, I don't think so. I think that some people just. Get pushed into whatever they think this is what should be done.
We need to replace all your teeth instead of dentures. Let's just put nuts and bolts in your.
As you could expect, if they would let me bring the camera into the into my dentist or doctor's office, we'd have an entirely different show just based on the conversations I have with these people. But it's like
the conversation you have with any people would be
probably a problem. Yeah. No, it's just so weird. And so I'm like, there's no freaking way this is happening. I go, what are my options? And then that's when I think I'd mentioned this the other day. He's called it the flipper. And I'm like, right. I'm like, okay, what is that? And why is it called a flipper? And we went through this whole thing. And I'm like, so it doesn't really flip, but yet you guys all call it the flipper. You know they call
Why am I picturing Jerry Lewis?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I saw. That's exactly what I saw.
Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Or you got that thing from the carnival where you hit it with a ball and it spins around, right? I mean, they have those little slats and they spin around and you hit them with a ball. And I'm having this conversation, and clearly, dear,
or the cover of Europe '72.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm having this conversation, and I may as well have been talking about Huntley and Brinkley because they're looking at me like nothing, right? They got nothing. And
you and your Huntley and Brinkley references, you're dropping that. You're dropping it every show now.
I need it. Yeah. So I'm in my own mind, and I'm like, well, no, I think that flipper thing. Well, what does it consist of? And he goes, well, it's not so bad. I'm like, okay, the dentist told me it's not so bad.
So, once you hear it's not so bad, now this is a Seinfeld show now. It's not so bad. Yeah. What did he mean?
Well, like, what is it?
It's not so bad.
And then he kind of goes, and then he turns sideways, and he smiles, and he goes, well, it's kind of for this. And he kind of turns like any of those dental photos you see in the dentist's office of a guy with new teeth. And he smiles, and I'm like, so it's for taking photos with? I'm like, do you eat with this thing? He goes, you can eat with it. And I go, can I eat corn on the cob with it? And he kind of looks at me and he goes, turns away, kind of mumbles a little bit, like,
yeah.
Like, I think that was a no, and I'm like thinking, well, what about, my go-to is always corn nuts. I don't eat.
No, you can't.
I don't eat corn nuts, but you mentioned corn nuts in the dentist's office.
Yeah.
It's just a cold chill comes over the place, and all they see is money. I see a lot of money.
Oh, because it's nothing but cracked tooth.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So I'm minding my own business, and I say to the guy, okay, well, I can't have.
Ka-ching!
Yeah. I'm like, okay, what's that thing cost? And he goes, oh, those are cheap.
And then we're talking about the flipper still.
Right. Yeah, those are cheap. And I'm like, well, I'm at the dentist's office, dude. You're in the middle of a, $2,800 root canal. What's cheap? And he goes, oh, they're like a couple $100. I go, the solution to this is either new car money or a couple $100. And I may or may not be able to eat with it.
So I thought the flipper thing. Okay, see, I'm picturing the front teeth.
It is a front tooth. It's a front tooth.
Okay.
It's a front tooth.
Right. So the root canal thing is a separate issue.
Correct. That's the back tooth.
Yeah.
That's the cap. So I go.
So you're going for the flipper?
I said, yeah. So I said, what does this thing look like? And he's gone now, doing whatever dentists do when they aren't jamming stuff in your mouth. And I'm with the dental assistant, who's a lovely woman. And she goes, well, I can show you. And so she goes off, and she gets these two things that look like, once again, Jerry Lewis, like something you'd buy at Halloween at the Halloween store.
Yeah.
The Spirit Sports.